Okay, yes, hi, it's Montana. But I tried to drink liquids to get rid of gross mouth noises, and it didn't work. So you're gonna have to bear with me. There are gross mouth noises happening, probably. Anyway, so I woke up this morning determined to make a good build. Like, not a budget restricted build, not a pack restricted build, not a build for anybody else. A good build. So I hopefully accomplished that. This is a micro home. I build a lot of micro homes because they just feel less empty and sad. A lot of times when you build a regular sized sim house, you just have a lot of space left over and you feel empty and sad. So what I have going on is a micro home for a gardener that I wanted to play with. I watched a video somewhere yesterday where it was just a gardening rundown, and I suddenly really wanted to garden again. I'm trying to avoid gardening because it's a crutch I lean on really in The Sims, where I just garden and then I don't have to worry about money and I can do whatever I want. So I'm trying to get back into gardening, but without the cheating. And this is where I'm going to do it. So this will just be one sim, chilling here. She will just garden. I'm being so repetitive. I'm listening to the other people in my house just walking around. Oh, you're always going to see me turn on move objects. I will never remember to turn on move objects before I start screen recording. Yeah, there's other people talking. They are family members, obviously. They're not just random people in my house. You'll probably hear them too. We are moving out of my childhood home while I'm here for coronavirus. We're moving in a month, I think. So there's that. Here's me just trying to figure out how to decorate a bathroom. I think this bathroom is cute. I'm really happy with this bathroom. I know in the screenshots, which you'll see later, it's not a very impressive bathroom, but I like that bathroom. It's cute. I like it. Anyway, I really like those tiny living beds. I just really like them. The colors are really nice. They're not gaudy or annoying. It makes me feel like an adult sim can sleep in it. Because the Discovery University beds are kind of neutral. A few of the swatches are reasonable, but they still feel like kid beds. Like, all the single beds feel like kids' beds. And I really appreciate that with Tiny Living, because you're going to have adult sims sleeping in single beds, that they sort of took that into account. Made more adult single beds. I forever will have a curtain issue. I just am not sure where curtains go on Windows, how to make them work. I just don't like the default. Like, I don't like where the curtains automatically go. It looks weird. I'm not a fan. So I will just always be sitting there all placing curtains, trying to figure out what curtains are supposed to look like. This is me trying to color match a gray for the rest of this room to the gray at the very top of this tile. I ended up going with like a warm gray because I prefer warm grays anyway. And most of that upper gray gets covered up. I put cabinets in this. I try and use nice cabinets and countertops, and then they're always terrible and ugly, so I don't. And I have been known to use these colorful appliances way too much. I know they're not realistic. Nobody has appliances like this in life, but I like them. I was trying to figure out what color cabinets matched those countertops, and the answer was none of them, so I just used tan cabinets. When I looked back at this after I'd finished it and I was taking screenshots, I kind of regretted not trying to put in some sort of dining space, because I feel like I could have. Like if I'd used a 1x1 table and put a chair up at the table, I tried to put in a full-size love seat, but that just didn't make any sense, especially since I wanted the seating area to be able to look at the TV, which is going to be on the right wall. So I end up using the tiny living chair. But do you see what I mean? I definitely could have fit like a dining chair and a small table in that area. They still probably would have sat down at it to watch TV. So that's something that maybe if you want to make a change, you can. If you want to download this and add a dining area. I also feel like it would have taken advantage of the floor space a little bit better. I wouldn't have felt the need to like put random lamps in. Even full-size micro homes, when you've been making micro homes for a minute, feel like too much space. It just felt like there was so much space in this bedroom. Even though I know that there might be a hiccup trying to get a sim to walk between that meditation thing and the bonsai tree, or the bonsai tree slightly overlapping the arch. Those things the game doesn't like. It still looks like a lot of space now. So I haven't play tested this yet, so I'm not sure if that does cause any issues. I just wanted there to be more space taken up by useful objects instead of just me sticking sculptures everywhere. That's me just trying to decide what I want to do with wall hangings. I'm trying to do this shelf thing so that I can use more clutter. Like, if I have to, I can put in debug objects on some shelves, and that'll give me debug wall hangings, so cheap wall hangings. So I'm trying to get used to just using regular assets. I'm trying to get used to doing that, to putting things on the walls. Thankfully, my filling the slots trick was working today. Did I leave that? Really? I remember taking it off, but I guess I must have felt it was fine at the time. I'm also trying to use mirrors more instead of just defaulting to paintings. I love that wreath. It's one of my favorite laundry day things. I put this coat rack in everything because everybody needs a coat rack and nobody talks about it. Oh, I really like these protest signs. I feel like I always forget that they're here, but if you've got a sim that's living in a tiny home because they're gardening all the time, they probably have some protest signs. Like, hippies are all about that sort of thing, so I said that like I don't know them. My mother is a hippie. But, yes, these are... Yeah, I love those signs. Always use those signs. I think here's when I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with the outside of the house. I thought for a second I wanted it to be a paler yellow, and then I was like, why? Lean into the ridiculousness that is this micro home. Oh god, you're about to watch me try and roof this house for just years. I lost years of my life to roofing this house. I think the footage actually cuts. I mess around with the roof for a little while longer, and it comes back when I've made a roof decision. I'm relatively certain that's how this works. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna try so many things. I try to put so many things on that weird, like I try a window, but the window looks bad. It just looks bad. Doesn't make any sense from the front. Oh, I love window boxes. I'm sure you've noticed that all of my builds have excessive window boxes because I love them. I really feel like if you've got a bland looking exterior, throw some window boxes on it. Or, you know, bushes. Bushes also work. Oh, I realized this is just me fidgeting, trying to find things to make the outside look fine, so you'll see me decorating. I always forget to put lot traits on before I save it the first time. Oh, this is me trying to do a plant thing that just looks terrible. It looks so bad. I end up ditching that concept almost all the way. I think I end up with just the yellow flowers on either side. Because I love those creeping vine flowers. They're really pretty. But I always forget to put in lot traits, and lot traits are super important for lots like this that are based around like a skill building lots. I'm not thought about that roof for a second. Did you see that split second of weird rounded roof? Almost did it. Now this is just me getting annoyed with the roof. God, that looked really bad. I'm actually a lot happier with what I ended up with looking at my original attempt at roofing. Wow, that is just terrible. What am I thinking? This is incredible. Yeah, this looks crazy. Oh right, God, lot traits. I keep getting sidetracked. I keep forgetting to do lot traits before I save it. You can see how I left the thing up. Like, I really intended to put in lot traits. The fact that I can't put a window in the center of that roof just drives me super insane. Oh, here we go. I cut. And this is my second attempt at roof. Yeah, I just looked up some tutorials to like give me roof options, and this little overhang came about. And it's not a magical fix. It starts to look a lot better once I have the rest of the lot decorated a lot more. But yeah, that overhang's not great, but it's a lot better than what I was doing. And I think I put that vent... I just sit there trying to make that overhang look a little reasonable. But I take that vent that I had been messing with on the other side, and I shrink it way down. And I stick it in the center of what isn't covered of the gable. Just to, you know, give it something else. Now I'm messing with the overhang again. I will mess with the overhang for at least half of what's left of this video. I apologize. The overhang was just... The roofing on this build stressed me out. I use the picket fence as a privacy fence that goes around the whole thing, but I use this low-lying privacy fence to cheat a patio. This is how I put patios on my micro homes without adding to the tile count. So I used all 32 tiles to give myself a decent amount of living space. This is me fighting with pillars, by the way. Pillars suck. I know that they're a lot better than they were, and I'm thankful for that, but pillars still suck. This is my solution to pillars sucking. It's a wall brace. And in theory, it's holding up the roof, so to speak. But this is how I cheat patios. Those floor tiles don't count towards our tier because they aren't on the same level as the foundation. So they're not, quote unquote, part of the house. I really wanted to do a bigger gate, but because the main segment of our house is 3 across, the bigger gate is 2 across, and it looks silly. So I just put one gate straight down from the front door. Again, got a little path. Gotta love little paths. Always got a little path. Elm trees, because I like them. Put some planter boxes on the patio. Put down a patchy, you know, garden stuff. I start putting down garden stuff out here. You could even put like a clothesline and a wash tub out here if you wanted. That would be fun. I put an area to sunbathe. I really couldn't decide what direction I wanted the chair in. I just sit there spinning it around like it's gonna change how I feel about it. But I put down a little table and I put like some sunscreen on it. It's kind of a barren patio, but it's more space. Like it's floor space if you wanted to move some things outside. Or you could put a wash basin on the patio and put the clothesline out over the garden. Anything like that would work. I got a little bonfire. I love when I have a fenced-in backyard. I love having a bonfire. Obviously the bee box. Again, this is a gardening focused house. And I draw these little furrows, but they're just kind of like lazy furrows. I didn't check the spacing or anything. I just kind of drew them. They're really wobbly. You can make them prettier. But since I was going to play on the lot, it wasn't a whole lot of concern because I knew I'd go back once I had a garden and make my garden pretty. Now I start terrain painting, making it look lived in. And then I realized I still hate how it looks from the front. Because I somehow still just absolutely abhorred how it looked from the front. So I added some bushes, 2 different types of hedges. I wish they had a shorter version of the low-lying hedge, because I like it. It's just too long, and then when you shrink it down, it's too small, and it's weird. I really wanted to add spandrels here, so I did. You'll see me add the second column to get the spandrels on both sides in just a sec. I was being stupid about it. I was like, I can't get the other spandrel. I don't know what's happening, and I realized only one of the sides had a placed column. So, I think here I placed second column. There we go. So now we got 2 spandrels. I still hate it. There's that break where I'm like, what do I do? How do I fix this? Oh god, me and chimneys lately. I don't know I almost never put chimneys in my builds, but lately I've been using them like crazy. It's kind of cute now that I look at it. There's not even a fireplace in that build. I don't know why. There's a chimney. I put in another elm tree. Sort of give some shape to the left side of the lot because there was just a big space of nothing. And I assume that's where I'll like plant trees when I'm actually gardening. Oh, I also wanted something on the right. Just somewhere to sit that was kind of bright and kind of fun. And these are the screenshots. Pretty simple. Not too decorated inside, but I think decorated enough that it doesn't look like the other builds I've put up that had restrictions on them. So subscribe, like the video, all the other fun stuff. And, oh yeah, if this gets 10 views, I'll do accents.